Everybody on YouTube, it is your boy back with another video. And everyone knows that Sword and Shield has high demand, beautiful cards, but I'm going to talk about something that I don't think gets touched on a lot, and that's PSA 10 population of these particular cards. Everyone knows Sword and Shield is a goated era as far as the artwork goes. Honestly, my favorite artwork of all the modern sets. And in my opinion, if they would have just done this one thing, they could have hit it out of the park as far as demand goes. Now, there is always going to be demand. This is what I call the golden age, okay? And the only sets from the modern era I'd even compare to Sword and Shield is Destined Rivals and Prismatic Evolutions. Other than that, they're all mid, but they have one thing that Sword and Shield doesn't, and that's scarcity and low PSA 10 pops. So, in today's video, we're going to go through the Sword and Shield top hits and go through their PSA 10 pops and um, go through the pros and cons. We've already gone through really all the pros, that beautiful artwork, popular Pokemon, etc. But now we're going to go through some of the cons. And if you like the videos that I am making, like, comment, and subscribe. It really goes a long way in motivating me to make these videos. And I'm just a regular guy getting rich off shiny cardboard. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So, Sword and Shield, Fusion Strike, Top Hit, Gengar VMAX, PSA 10, 13,371 total pop, 24,500 other populations of graded cards. Now, this is my favorite card of the whole entire modern era, but it's only $2,300, and I think a lot of people have the same sentiment that they really do love this card. I love this card. I mean, any card, here's an investing tip with Pokemon. Any card with a sun or a moon in it is always going to do really well. But I can't let go of the fact that this card has such a high PSA 10 pop. It's kind of ridiculous. There's definitely enough of this card to go around. And there's always going to be a surplus of this card on the market. So that's something you have to really take into consideration here. It really doesn't matter with the artwork. If this thing is printed into the ground, which it obviously is, the demand's there, but the supply is just so high that it doesn't outweigh demand. And as we've seen with Sun and Moon, as time progresses, the demand for these older cards subsides because it's always the newer, shinier thing right in front of your face. And a lot of people don't have the memory of being around in Sword and Shield because a lot of people just hopped onto the hype train. But these cards got stolen out of the factory, and I'm sure that's why this card in the Espeon in particular got printed to the absolute moon, because they did lose a lot of these copies when Fusion Strike was released, and that kind of swayed a lot of buyers to not buy it. And I think that's why you should never open a Fusion Strike booster box, because I don't know how many of these hits they actually put in those. So, the Scarlet and Violet era is a much better opening experience. A lot more illustration rares, but nothing can beat the Sword and Shield special illustration rares. It's just they have way too much supply. Let's get into another one. Charizard. Everyone loves Charizard, right? $900 card. The Charizard V from Brilliant Stars. This has a 15,281 PSA 10 pop with a 29,957 total PSA pop. Guys, that's a crazy fucking number, okay? I love this card. I love this card. If this card had just a 5,000 pop, I think that'd be fine. This card would already be a $3,000 card. But there are so many people listing this card. I think the liquidity on this card is super low, because how many of these sell per day? I don't even want to look, but I'm gonna guess around 5 on the conservative side, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Guys, I love Brilliant Stars. Obviously, it is a deflationary asset. The booster boxes, that is, any sealed product, that is. But let's be honest, when the booster box is $200 lower than the card, why would you not just buy the card outright and never open the box? Thus, keeping that booster box supply at a very, stagnant pace as far as supply goes throughout the time. So I just think that this card right here is beautiful. I'm going to say that. You're going to hear that sentiment a lot with these cards. It's got 2 of the starters fully evolved, Venusaur and a Charizard. How can you realistically go wrong with this artwork, with this card, with the Pokemon in the card? But, can't get rid of the fact that there's 15,000 and counting, that we still don't even have all these in circulation yet. Not to mention, some people might crack open that PSA 9, that PSA 8, send it back, get a 10. PSA is a little sketchy, guys. And if you don't know, they did just raise their grading prices. They bought out Beckett. They are officially a monopoly manipulating grading prices, putting the competition on grading companies like CGC, Beckett. So, you know, you never know. But this card, guys, beautiful card. Just population's a little crazy. Kind of reminds me of the baseball junk wax era. Lugia V. Oh my God. 23,000 PSA 10 pop. Silver Tempest was one of the last booster boxes to come off the Pokemon Center. And guys, believe it or not, you used to be able to get a unlimited amount of supply on the Pokemon Center. And I remember, and I'm a dumbass, okay, and I'm sure a lot of people are like this. When there's a lot to go around, you don't want it, okay? So I could have been buying these boxes at 140 a pop. I was just like, there's no way this is gonna go up. It's been on here for a year. Sure enough, slowly but surely, everything started selling out. And now Silver Tempest is a hot commodity. They don't print booster boxes like they used to. So, and they don't even print the top hits like they used to. So roughly a 50% gem 10 rate, 41,588 total PSA pop. This reminds me of XD Lugia. I love this card. Love Silver Tempest. Well, don't love the set as a whole. Let's be honest, it's very top heavy. Their Rayquaza from that set also has a very high PSA 10 pop. And, you know, stay tuned for the end of this video because we're going to get into a set that actually has a relatively low PSA 10 pop for the time frame and the time period. 1,350 bucks. How is this card more? I mean, no one's bought it, but how is it more expensive than the Charizard? I will never know. Something to take into consideration. I would personally never buy this card unless I wanted it for a collection. And guys, I wouldn't even recommend buying singles if you're looking to invest. Maybe one-piece singles, maybe promo cards, not these top hits. Maybe Prismatic Evolutions PSA 10s because the gem mint rate is very low. Giratina, not going to spend too much time on this. They printed Crown Zenith into the moon, into the ground, I mean, to the moon and back. PSA 10 pop, 22,097. Crazy as hell. I mean, this card is everywhere. This card is going to continue to be everywhere. Unless every house burns down that has this card in a collection inside of it, you're just going to see such a large pop of this card. I love the artwork. It's very trippy. Guaranteed is a fan favorite. Just not. I mean, $600 for the top hit in a set, man. Come on. I wouldn't even buy Crown Zenith unless it's the Moltres 10. Let's move on. Umbreon, everyone's favorite. Beautiful card, belongs in a museum. Beautiful vibes. Once again, you see that moon, it's going to the moon. But 20,000 PSA 10 pop almost. 19,840 to be exact. I mean, guys, I love the card, man, but dude, 20,000 of these and counting. I saw somebody pull one of these out of a tin the other day in a video as well. I mean, I'm just showing y'all facts and numbers here. I would never put money into a card that has this much of a PSA 10 pop. And it sucks too, because Sword and Shield is the best era artistically speaking, but it just sucks to see, man. It sucks to see, and you know, who knows where this is going to be in 10 years. Maybe some people pop up in a slab, CGC, tag slab, boom, send a PSA 10, you get the point. So everyone's favorite card. This is why Prismatic, in my opinion, is such a good play. Let's move on. Blaziken. This is where we get into the plays where I think there is an opportunity here. Now, do y'all notice anything here? Look at this PSA 10 pop, and we're going to get into some Chilling Reign cards. Just a little FYI, the only low PSA 10 pops of the beautiful cards that are in the Sword and Shield era are in Chilling Reign, okay? And it's so crazy. And that did come out before Evolving. That did come out. It was the first good alt art set. And it's a blue box. Guys, Chilling Reign is such a good play right now. All right. So, would I invest? Hell no. But the price, 835, 6,262 PSA 10 pop. Just wanted to point this out. Really good opportunity here. Really solid opportunity here. Don't like the artwork though. I don't like how I can't tell if he's in front of it or behind it. I don't like these little guys. I don't know. I just never liked the card, but it's okay. PSA 10 pop, still an opportunity. I love this card. I don't like how the moon looks like a block of cheese, but I will say 6,819 PSA 10 pop on the Galarian Moltres Chilling Reign. Guys, these are just screaming buys to me. If you want to invest in the Sword and Shield era, beautiful card, beautiful, everything about it. I don't know when the next time we're going to see a Galarian Moltres, especially this good of an artwork, especially a V of this magnitude and a low PSA 10 pop. Yes, I know percentage-wise, it's roughly about 50% like the other ones. It seems to be a theme with Sword and Shield, but can't deny, low, low, low compared to the other ones that I showed. Articuno, guys, holy hell. 2,773 for the Galarian Articuno V from Chilling Reign. What are we talking about here? 250 bucks. This is a play. This is a play. Okay, beautiful card, beautiful artwork, right on theme. I love how you can see the skyline in the background and the light in the background, the northern lights, I guess you could call it. The bubble Articuno. As we see, the bubble Mew is taken off. Why is this one not taken off? I don't know, but it's a beautiful card, and maybe the bubble is the new theme. Okay, so we don't know what this card's gonna do, but I can tell you, it's got damn near as many PSA 10s as the Latios and Latios team up, and that was an era that was notorious for being short printed. This may go up to 5,000. Even then, that's a low pop. So I'm just looking at opportunities here, pointing them out, and let me know down in the comments if you think any of these are a good buy. Go to the promo in Crown Zenith, the one that I was telling you to buy earlier. Now, I'll say a gripe I have with this card. I do not like the yellow borders on this card. It kind of makes it look shitty. I don't know what this is. I guess it's a sun, right? But it's fucking blue. Never seen a blue sun before, but I love the card. It reminds me of Bob Ross. Right here, Bob Ross with a Moltres. And PSA 10 pop on this promo. The Crown Zenith 10 promo, Moltres Galarian, that is 2,706, or yeah, PSA 10, 2,760. Total pop, 10,256. That is roughly around a 20% PSA 10 gem mint rate. And so these are just opportunities that I see that have a little bit of age to them, have a little bit of, fine wine age, little marinade in the sun a little bit, no pun intended. And I'm just pointing it out to you guys. Let me know down in the comments section down below if you would consider picking any of these cards up, if you have any of these cards. And let me know what you think about the high PSA 10 pops on some of the fan favorite cards of the whole entire modern era. And if you think they're a little bit overhyped because of that. Like, comment, and subscribe. And you are the very best. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.